Yes. Greetings, greetings, greetings. It is me, the one and only Chef Couture here on this super sensational Sunday. How are you this evening? I am supercalifragilistic, expialidocious, excited to be here with you this evening. So, a little bit about me, myself, and I am Chef Couture, and I am here with you on the Sunday evening with Chef's Kiss. It's one of those things to where, uh, let's say, we're going to back it up to like 2019, and everybody is ready for 2020, the year of clarity, and we all know what happened in March/April of 2020, that little thing called COVID. And so many of our lives were affected. Little did we know it was going to provide more clarity than we thought. So I ended up shifting careers. I left corporate America and I went to what I know from my grandma's hands, Geneva Ingram. I went back to my love for cooking. So I've been cooking for about 20 years, and then I decided to go full time as an entrepreneur, doing my thing out here in this entrepreneurial world that we are living in. So, one of the things that I like to do after the holidays, we're just coming off of Thanksgiving, and hopefully, you're still not eating on what was left in your refrigerator from Thanksgiving. I'm still eating off of what was left over, but it wasn't in my refrigerator. I actually took the leftovers and I froze them so that when it got an time to where something was going on and I'm like, oh, I would really like to have some comfort food, some turkey soup maybe. I've already got the turkey prepared and I don't have to go and make another whole turkey or turkey breast. I've got the leftovers from Thanksgiving. And then I thought, what about the holiday season? Christmas is right here, and some of you may love to entertain like me. And I decided you guys get a 2-for-1 tonight, this evening. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to prepare these little cute leftover turkey bites made with naan bread for the holidays when you're having your girls over, or if it's a couples thing and you want to have something to where everybody can sit and have a little bite. I'm going to show you something super easy, super quick, chef's kiss, keeping it super simple. So we're going to start with assembling some of this. And while we put it in the oven to allow it to toast off a little bit, I'm going to show you how to prepare something else that's going to be absolutely amazing. And that is going to be some turkey soup made with orzo as well. So let's get started, shall we? We are going to, I went with the non-rounds. They have some little minis. So if you're doing something like a little really small bite, appetizer size, those are perfect. But if you're doing these rounds, these are actually something that's single serve, right? You and your friends can sit down and each person will grab one and they can cut it up into quarters if they want to, or they can pick it up and eat the whole thing. But I'm going to show you how to prepare it. So we're going to get a cookie sheet here. And I'm going to take, let's say 6 of the rounds. And I've got some avocado oil here. I placed some thyme, dried thyme leaves, and a little bit of my Love My Everything Bougie seasoning. And we're going to coat the tops of the naan bread. Brush it on, give it an even brush. You can finish this off with a little bit of sea salt if you'd like. I'm not going to add any sea salt to this because I got that turkey, and I'll share with you how I prepared the turkey. It was amazing. My guests could not get enough of it. All right, so we've coated the naan bread evenly. I'm going to set this to the side. And we're going to take the turkey. So I prepared this turkey. I talk to my food. I do. And I can. I put love into my food when I'm preparing it. So when I really wanted to brine the turkey, and time just got away from me. So I said, you know what? I want to make sure that the turkey is nice and moist and people don't eat it and they're like, oh my God, it's so dry. I love the white meat, the breast or the wing. But you want to make, because most of the meat is in the breast part, you want to make sure that's as moist as possible. So I took a compound butter that I prepared, took some butter, softened it up a little bit, and I added some rosemary, some thyme, the Bougie Love My Everything seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder. Rub that all together. Let those seasonings play together with that butter. Or as I say, they played in the playground very well together. So I took that compound butter. I went to the turkey. Well, back up a little bit because the turkey had a massage before it made its grand appearance. So I took the turkeys out, and as I was washing them, of course, you remove the turkey neck and all of the insides, and the gizzards and the liver and all that good stuff that you typically will save when you are going to prepare your dressing, and you'll go ahead and boil that off so that you have that flavoring. But I removed that out. And then as I was rinsing it, I went up to the rest of the turkey and I'm massaging it. I'm like, all right, you ready? It's showtime. You got to show people what you got. And I'm just talking to it. And that's how I entertained myself as I was about to prepare 5 turkeys. Then I went up under the skin, released it from the meat. I took a spoon, started taking that butter, put it up under the skin on both sides, massage that in really, really good. Make sure you're very generous with it, because as it's cooking, you want those juices to start to fall down into that meat. And then in the cavity of the turkey, I took some sliced lemons, limes, oranges, and I had some mini sweet bell peppers, the tricolor ones. I popped those in there as well. And then I added some Worcestershire sauce on top, along with just a little bit of the thyme and a little bit more of that Love My Everything seasoning. And I don't know if you guys can see to my left, your right, that's my roaster oven that I use. And I've got a few of those when I was really able to get all of my turkey done in really, really quick time. But I use those, and the turkey was absolutely amazing, extremely juicy, full of flavor. You've got all that citrus going on in there, along with that rosemary and thyme, those herbs. And guess what? We didn't have to use a lot of seasoning. We let nature be the star attraction. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take some of this turkey and we're going to break it up on top of the naan bread. Get some of this piece over here. And this is really good, you guys. It's full of flavor. It's a great entertainment appetizer to put out. And like I said, some people like to eat on their Thanksgiving leftovers for a couple of days. I probably give mine two, and depending on how really, really good it is, I might get a third day out of it. But the average person, when I took a survey of my clients, they're like, yeah, probably after about that second day, they're well over the whole gobble gobble thing. All right, so we are going to place that turkey on there. And a napkin. And I'm going to plop some cherry tomatoes on each one of these. I love tomatoes. So I'm going to put 5 on each. 1, 2, 3. Well, maybe not, because you only have enough to not put 5 on 3. So we'll do this. We got 3 over there. Well, these 2 will have 3. Those will be mine. Everyone else can have the ones with the 2. Then we're going to take some Parmesan cheese and just put it on top of each one. You can also use the shaved Parmesan. I've got the shredded. And we're just going to put it in the oven at 375 for about 5 to 7 minutes, depending on your preference of if you want it really crispy or not. And the reason why I say between, ovens may vary, so you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on it. I'm going to go ahead and pop these in. Now, while that's doing its thing over there, I'm going to set that right there for a reason, because we're going to come back to that plate. Place the naan out of the way. Now, this soup, are you ready? This soup is going to be amazing. So in my chopper, and yes, I do use this because it saves so much time. I've got my Holy Trinity. I've got some celery, carrots, onions, and there's some garlic in here. There's, I think like 3 cloves of garlic that was added to that. Now we're going to go ahead and get there we go. Get our pot going over here. I'm going to put this on a medium heat. To it, I am going to add some avocado oil, about a tablespoon. You just want to coat the bottom. And then we're going to add all of the goodness in here, over there. We'll allow those to saute about 5 minutes. Or I like to use my onions as a gauge to see when they're no longer translucent. You kind of want those, that aroma to start, hanging out and get your little nose going. What is that? What is that I smell? Goodness, goodness, goodness. Now, this is a lot. I ended up chopping some in order to prepare for doing like omelets during the week or whatever. So just go ahead and chop it all up. You can put it in a baggie, pop it in the fridge, and guess what? You're done with that part of it. So these are the things that you want to do when you are doing your chef's kiss meals, and then you don't have to worry about doing it during the week. I'm going to let this get a little bit hot. So let me share with you the ingredients for this goodness soup. This is a turkey soup, another one of the things that you can do with your leftovers. And then I'm telling you, you don't have to feel like, oh my God, are we still eating Thanksgiving dinner? No, you're not. You're kind of, transforming them into something else. So we're going to do 2 meals tonight. We're going to have our cute little turkey bites, and then we're going to have some turkey soup. So you're going to use, I've got 8 cups. Okay, pay attention. Typically, you can use, if you are going to prepare this and you don't have any of the broth left over from when you prepared your turkey, then you go with like a vegetable broth or a chicken broth. But because I knew I wanted to show you how to prepare this soup, I went ahead and saved that broth from that turkey. Now remember, that broth now has the thyme and the rosemary and the citrus from the lime and the lemon and that garlic powder and that onion powder and those sweet bell peppers. It's got all of that flavor up in that turkey broth. So when we go ahead and we add that broth to that soup, along with the orzo, and we're going to add some spinach to it, and we're going to make this dairy friendly. So in lieu of using half and half, I'm going to use some extra creamy oat milk. How about that? I hear my oil over here making some noise, so let's get to it. I'm going to add, because this is soup and we want to make sure it's nice and hearty, I'm going to add quite a bit of this. I just want to make sure that I got enough to coat the bottom and it's not too much because we want those vegetables to be able to start to soften at the same time. We don't want to have too much and they're on top of one another and then they're not cooking evenly. So I think that's about enough. I've got a good portion of everything on the bottom. I'm going to set this to the side, out of the way. Now, I've got, here we go. This is actually 4 cups of chicken broth. Now this is the magic right here. This is the 4 cups of the turkey broth with all that seasoning. And 4 cups of turkey. So we are going to just make sure that these are stirring up nice and evenly. I'm going to put these back over here where they belong. sure we don't drop any and lose any of that nice, good flavor. All right, so we've got that back over there where it belongs. We are going to check on just to see if the cheese has started to melt. And it actually has. So since the cheese is starting to melt, I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. And I am going to, yeah, the cheese is melting, but the tomatoes are not at the texture I want them. So I'm going to put them in just for a few minutes more. Then we're going to top them with some cloves of the arugula, and then we're going to drizzle some balsamic glaze onto that. So let's give these a few more minutes in the oven. We're going to stir these up some more. So I don't know about you, but the holidays is one of those things to where you get to hang out with family and friends and loved ones. And for someone like myself, to where my career is similar to the retail industry, I am constantly working and constantly bringing lots of love to lots of clients' tummies, and they get an opportunity to sit back, relax, watching football or watching those nice, sappy Christmas shows, of which I absolutely love. I love, love, love them. They're super awesome. So one of the things that I enjoy doing is being able to give you your time back. So I want to show you how to do two simple, quick, and easy meals. Will probably will be a little bit longer today because I'm showing you two, but each of these actually are 45 minutes or less. Because guess what? That turkey is already cooked. This is a little leftover thing. The difference between the non-bites and the soup is because that orzo has to cook. That's going to take a little bit longer, but that shouldn't take any more than like 20 minutes, 25 tops. But the turkey is already done. You're going to spend about 5 minutes on your veggies getting softened up. We're going to go ahead and add all of this stuff together, add that orzo to it, and let it cook. Then we're going to finish with the non-bites, the turkey non-bites, and have some goodness. Get this little spoon here. Now I am going to go ahead and add my turkey. This is going to be some really, really great comfort food. Break up a couple of these big pieces. We will add number one. This one is the turkey broth. Number two, the chicken broth. And I've got a cup of that oat milk. This we will add at the end. But it wouldn't be called turkey orzo soup without the orzo. So we are just going to open this box up. And add this to it. add the entire box. But this is al dente in like 10 minutes. I'm going to give it a stir. Now we're going to let it work. It's magic. And here again, at the end, we will add to it that extra creamy oat milk along with the spinach. It's going to be some good stuff. We'll probably go ahead and add the spinach in halfway through. So it also has an opportunity to cook and hang out in the playground a little bit with the rest of those flavors. Yeah. Let's see what we got happening here. Okay, baby. Now this is more what I was looking for. We got these naan bread. 1, 2, I think we can get 4 on there. 3 and 4. So since we have 3 or 2 with the 3 tomatoes on there, I went ahead and put those 2 on the end. And we put the 2 with the 2 tomatoes in the center. And now we're going to take some arugula and top it. Now, if you like, you can actually get the micro arugula, and it actually would look really, really pretty on top of this. I could eat arugula and spinach every day. I love that peppery taste. So we're going to go ahead and add this to these. And we're going to take this balsamic vinegar and we'll just drizzle it on top. And there you have some super amazing naan bites, turkey naan bites. And this is something that you and your guests can really, really enjoy during the holiday season. So since these look so pretty, we're going to set those to the side. However, we're going to take a napkin and I'm going to show you this one. We gotta take a bite, right? Gotta take a bite. Little drizzle. Bon appetit. This is so good. That oil that we put on top in the beginning, it gave it that little softness in the center, but the edges are still crispy. You got that arugula with the tomato and that balsamic. And then that turkey that's been hanging out in those juices that I told you about that had been marinating with the turkey and the limes and the lemons and the oranges and the bell peppers. Oh my goodness. Super fun. Super fun. Your guests will not be disappointed. Now, as I'm allowing these flavors to hang out in my palate, something just said, hey, a really great coating to this. When you take that oil and you coat the top, get you, there's make you like some sun-dried tomato paste, or get you some sun-dried tomatoes. The paste will probably be like uh, elevated up here. Get that paste, put that on there, or either some pesto, put that on there as well, along with the chicken and that Parmesan cheese and those tomatoes. You could either even take those tomatoes and allow those to hang out in some balsamic vinegar first, then add it to this and some, man, it's what I've had these a couple of times, but as I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is really good. What else can I do to, zhuzh it up, elevate it to a whole nother level? I'm thinking either the red onions on top of it as well, in addition to either the pesto or the sun-dried tomatoes. You have like an unlimited amount of options that you can do with these. Really, really great, fun idea to do during the holiday season, or you don't even have to do it during the holiday season. I said holiday because of the turkey, but there are some people that have turkey throughout the year. But this is kind of like a Christmas thing with the red tomatoes and the arugula. You got your red and green Christmas theme. So that's kind of why we have these for the holiday gathering. So we're going to set these over here to the side. And we're going to come back and stir this up. You should see this is like, I want to just take a scoop, get a bowl, and just shove it down my face. But we're not going to do that. We are not. Turn that up just a little bit. We'll go ahead and tidy up our space. So one of the things that I really enjoy doing during the holiday season is entertaining, which is one of the things that we will be doing with the Chef's Kiss. The Chef's Kiss is keeping it super simple. Keeping it super simple with Chef Couture. That's what we are here for. And during this season, the holiday season, I will be sharing with you several different small bites. My business, my company, my business, All About the Minis, is how do I describe All About the Minis? All About the Minis is unique tapas style delights, as I call them, that will tantalize your taste buds. So they're just small bites, right? Anywhere from the salmon slider to the Philly cheesesteak slider, the chicken and waffle minis, and one of my favorite and my client's favorite as well is the mac and cheese muffins. And I promise you, when we do an episode to where we can really take a little bit longer, because it takes longer to do mac and cheese. You can't rush a good mac and cheese. Not the way I prepare mine anyway. Mine is some good old fashioned mac and cheese. I will use elbow macaroni, but I also like the cavatappi. I think I, this industry, this culinary industry, I think that decide to call it whatever they want. They've got a couple of names that they call the spiral. So it will remind you of an elbow macaroni. However, it's got two loops to it versus the one on the elbow macaroni. So you've got the cavatappi noodles. I go ahead and I cook those, allow those to soften up, become al dente. Then I take them, strain off that water. I reserve some of the pasta water so that in the end, as I'm stirring it up, if it's a little stiff, I'll go ahead and add that pasta water to it versus adding any more cream or whatever. So I have a unique mac and cheese. Mine has some cheese and some more cheese and some more cheese and yep, you guys did some more cheese. So there's five different cheeses that I use in addition to sour cream and cottage cheese. And I laugh because I have people that have said, I don't eat sour cream. I don't like sour cream. I don't like cottage cheese. I'm thinking, well, you've eaten it before, but we all know that some things are once they're cooked or prepared and they have a different state to them, they're more tolerable. So, but I keep it to myself saying, yeah, you don't like it, but you eat those mac and cheese muffins like you never had mac and cheese before in your life. So, but those are just some of the things with the minis. And we've done the episode to where we did the mini taco bites, which were I did an event recently, and they between the salmon sliders and the taco bites, I don't know which was the fan favorite. They were pretty much neck and neck. And the cool part about the taco bites, I was able to make those vegetarian friendly, not vegan friendly because of the cheese, but it was vegetarian friendly. So the protein that was used for that was the black beans. So that was I did. I took the wonton wrappers and I took two and the crisscross applesauce inside of the muffin pan. Allow those to bake and form that muffin shape to it. Then we added the black beans along with some um, avocado crema, avocado lime crema that I prepared, and a homemade pineapple salsa. So that was what was on the vegetarian, and the regular had ground turkey in addition to the avocado lime crema, the homemade um, pineapple salsa, and then the cheese. And then the salmon sliders, well, I can't tell you that recipe just yet because that is my number one item. And yes, All About the Minis is the home of Atlanta's number one salmon slider. Indeed, it is. So we're going to check this. And it hasn't quite started to boil yet, but it looks really, really good. I think I want to go ahead and add the spinach to it. I've got 3 cups of spinach here. Which yield about, or I should say, turned out to be 3 good handfuls, depending on the size of your hand. This is the size of my hand. So we're going to go ahead and get all of the spinach in here. I'll allow that to go sit down there in the playground. And let that spinach cook. By the time that spinach finishes cooking, it will definitely be time for that to come out. The orzo, um, will you'll be able to look at the orzo. It gets kind of plump and fat when it's cooked to its proper state. Well, no wonder it would help if the eye was up there, giving it a little bit of heat to it. And I'm like, why is this not? This should be done by now. All right, I'll take one for the team. Make sure you got that medium high heat going on up under your soup. And then that way the orzo is cooking along with, remember, you've still got the onions and the carrots and the celery that you started to saute in the beginning to allow them to soften up. And then we added, goodness, turkey. Did I tell you about the turkey? We'll talk. You and me, we'll talk. So you got the turkey. Um, Here again, when you are doing the turkey over the holidays, so let's say, hey, Thanksgiving, you use the turkey to make the turkey broth to make your dressing or whatever you did with it, your gravy, and you don't have any left. Well, Christmas is coming up, and if you decide to prepare a turkey again, you go ahead and make sure you save that juice if you're not going to do any. If you don't, I'm telling you now, if you don't already have something that you want to prepare with that broth from that turkey, save it. Save it, save it, save it. And then you get to use it for the soup. If you forget, no big deal. You go get yourself some vegetable broth or some chicken broth and use that in lieu of that turkey broth. And you'll have some absolutely amazing flavors. Now, in the coming up weeks, I will definitely show you more of the small bites. We did the taco bites. We did the tonight we did the turkey naan leftover bites. We did the mini quesadillas. That's another one. That's a huge hit. And right now, with everything, we're so let's keep it real. Let's be honest. We're in the Thanksgiving and Christmas season, and we all eat what we want to eat. And we say, in January, I'm going on a diet and I'm going to lose this weight. And we go to the gym and we are diligent and we are dedicated for like 2 weeks. Or if we're really, really, into it, we might last a month. And then you're right back to, oh, I slept late or I had a hard day at work. I don't feel like going to the gym. So I'm going to show you how to make these super delicious meals in 30 minutes or so. And they're going to be small bites to help out with that portion control so that when you make them, you can have more than one, but you don't have to have 4 or 5. Everything in moderation. Everything is small bites. So make sure when you are doing your small bites, take 2. It's okay. You can have 2 of these along with maybe some vegetables, some carrots. If you've got guests over and you are preparing a nice charcuterie tray or a grazing table and you've got some veggies on there, some carrots or celery, put you some snap peas, or if you've got a really, really nice salad, because you've got arugula on here already, you can make a really nice arugula salad to accompany this. So it doesn't always have to be about the naan bread. You can have that. You can have 2. if you so choose, and you're still doing everything small bites, portion control. I'm going to tell you another little secret. While we're waiting for this jive turkey to finish, uh, um, I mentioned charcuterie, right? I'm huge on making nice charcuterie displays. So let me also provide a proper definition. Technically, charcuterie is an assortment display of meats. That's it. If you look up charcuterie, it is the meats. We have become so accustomed to calling everything charcuterie now that it's just natural. But the proper, when you say charcuterie, it's your assortment of meat display. So there's a little nugget for you, a little tidbit for you. But if you're doing a charcuterie or you're doing a grazing table and you've got leftovers, here's another leftover secret. It involves pasta, but you're making your own dressing to it. Get you some penne pasta, boil it, make sure that it's al dente. When it comes out of the water, of course, strain it off. Now, you're going to get you some olive oil, some rosemary, dried thyme, salt, pepper. Add that to the the olive oil. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Drizzle it into that penne pasta. So let's say you've got some leftover pepperoni and some leftover salami, and you've got some olives, and you've got, oh, let me see, Parmesan cheese, blue cheese left on the display. Cut those meats up into quarters, whatever, however you had it laid out ever so nicely on the table. Go ahead and cut up into small pieces along with the olives, whatever. Go ahead and toss all of that into that penne pasta. And you can even throw you some spinach or some arugula in there. You got a whole nother dish. I'm a I'm gonna school you on some leftover stuff. I'm gonna school you on some small bite stuff. I'm gonna school you on some soup stuff. All right. Now we cooking with grease. Yes. You're starting to plump up. Spinach is starting to do its thing. Probably would have helped if I put a lid on it too. You didn't hear that from me. And we've allowed this milk to come to room temperature. We're going to go ahead and add it. And that was just a cup. And the reason why I said extra creamy is when you're preparing the soup, you can use half and half. But because we're making this dairy free and we went with the oat milk, but I still wanted a creamy texture, I went with the extra creamy oat milk. This is some good stuff. Let this finish cooking. Put that right there. Now, I am going to have another look like while we wait. I'm telling you, the herbs. So I just want to say this, and then we'll go ahead and finish off with the soup. To me, it's important not to camouflage your food with a whole lot of fluff, meaning a whole lot of seasoning. Um, you'll see where a lot of times you're seeing a lot of seasonings being added to a particular dish when you are, if someone's going to make some wings, or if they are preparing um, chicken, right? Or a turkey, or a steak, whatever protein that you're preparing, your salmon. Um, there's a lot of seasonings that end up being added to it. And now you're losing the integrity of the protein itself. So I like to go with fresh ingredients. And I will use my herbs, whether they're fresh or dried, but I like to use those to bring out the natural flavors of that particular item. And it doesn't just have to be the protein, it can be your vegetables too. Shout out to the vegans and vegetarians who know how to curate an amazing meal with those vegetables. And if you take the time to taste your vegetables before you start adding a lot of stuff to them, you will realize they're really good in its natural state, especially like your bell peppers. Um, with the bell peppers, your green is going to be the most bitter. All bell peppers start out green. They change the color the longer they're on the vine. So you've got your green bell peppers, they're bitter. Your yellow bell peppers start to get a little sweet. They're still on the bitter side. The orange, now you start to say, okay, I'm kind of liking this bell pepper thing. And then the red is the most sweet out of them all. So try some of these natural ingredients in your food prior to adding so much fluff, so much camouflage to it, and realize how good stuff tastes even without adding a whole lot of extra to it. You see what we did here? We've got the onions, the carrots, the celery, the garlic, all natural. The only seasoning that actually got added to this was the seasoning. Now you want to bubble. Was the seasoning that was added to that compound butter when we prepared the turkey. Now, even with that, it was oregano, no, it rosemary, thyme, butter, garlic powder, onion powder. That's it. That's it. The citrus, the lemons, the lime, the orange, the mini sweet bell peppers. That was it. Oh yeah, we can't forget Mr. Worcestershire sauce. Oh, and of course, the love my everything Bougie seasoning. All right, now we got some stuff going over here. Just in time for me to bid you adieu, I am going to get myself a little bowl. So that I am not using up too many dishes, I'm going to take this bowl that the spinach was in. Get me a little heat. Hot. You see that steam? You see that steam? That's why I'm not going in there. Mm. When I tell you that orzo is perfect, the celery still has just a hint of crunch. So it's not so. This is amazing. I wish you could have some. We're gonna create smell vision one day. Mm. 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 If I could bottle that up, I promise you I would send you some. Mm. Amazing. So, on that note, yes, we went a little bit longer today, but I don't think you mind a little bit, right? You got two amazing dishes, less than an hour. Yeah, you had your leftover turkey, which is the start of the show, but you had it in two different forms. The soup is wonderful, wonderful. You got your holiday surprise here, your holiday non turkey bite. And when I say non, that's in, what is it, NAAN. I don't want you guys to think I'm saying non, getting some clarity there. Um, you're having appetizers, you want to put those out. There you have it. You want to sit and have some comfort food, curl up with a good book, glass of wine, or for you football lovers, it's football season. You want some good hearty soup. This is it here. Two items, leftover turkey. You don't have to eat turkey and dressing for 2 and 3 and 4 days. Take that leftover turkey, freeze it, and then that way when you're ready to have some good old soup or you're having some guests coming over and you want to make some appetizers, boom, you're all set to go. So on that note, if you haven't heard it from anyone else today, know that me, the one and only Chef Couture, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I thank you for your support. Until next time, give me a little chef's kiss.